This is a special award for the GIS community, Special Achievement in GIS. There are about 350,000 organizations on the planet that are applying GIS in various ways. And they are in almost every field, some of them in agriculture, and many of them in research and advanced research, actually. I did the math last night. I think it's 1/100 of 1% of our users get this award. So it is for us a special designation, and it gives me great pleasure to present it to the entire department, but especially to ARS at this moment. This award reflects many things. It reflects leadership. It reflects nurturing people to do great work. It reflects inspiration by key staff members that get the idea and then they work hard to actually implement these ideas. I like to describe it as the people who leave the parking lot each night last because it reflects real commitment and a passion to actually make their work and their public service, in this case, really matter. So in the case of location and geography, these are underpinning foundational kinds of technologies for agriculture, and they're also fundamental for so many of the challenges that we're facing across the world today, a kind of framework or infrastructure. And in USDA's case, I think of this as kind of a nervous system for our planet, a kind of way to measure geography and analyze it like you have, and then make it available as maps and geographic information products so that people can act or respond according to the changes in our environment or the changes in food production, or like what's happening in Africa today, the infestation of this horrific, bugs everywhere. This is going to require crisis response. It's going to require using our best minds and brains to respond. And whether it's on a single farm, like the farm I live on, or whether it's the entire country or even the entire planet, USDA has led the way in being able to provide services. And as you have transformed your organization into a digital organization, this idea or metaphor of a nervous system, wiring up all the measurements, making them available in various databases and forms, and then sharing them outward to your customers in other government agencies, in the private sector, in universities, in research organizations are really important. So it is a great pleasure, actually, Dr. Jacobs-Young, to give this award to you ceremonially and as a person to receive it for all of ARS and all of USDA. Shivanda, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Dangermond, but I'm told I'm supposed to call you Jack.
Yes, definitely.
So, thank you so much. And I just have a few comments I'd love to be able to share with you today. I am so honored to and excited to be able to accept this award on behalf of the USDA Agriculture Research Service, to be recognized for this Global Special Achievement GIS Award. And so I am so proud of our teams. So Partnership for the Data Innovations is a national effort to modernize how we collect, process, store, and share agricultural research data. We're focused on developing and implementing innovative solutions to standardize, integrate, and automate our data management practices. The ultimate goals are to improve data quality and increase our data management efficiencies. So achieving these goals will facilitate innovations that's so critical to our agricultural needs across the nation. Your partnership allows our scientists to focus more on their research and with your help on how to manage and treat our data. And so that in itself is advancing innovation for agriculture. PDI is a relatively new initiative, as we've discussed, but it's rapidly growing and evolving. The PDI public-private partnerships have been key to these advancements. So in addition to ARS researchers, the PDI partnerships include other government agencies, universities, and technology and agricultural industry partners. ARS's PDI directly aligns with Secretary Perdue's Agricultural Innovation Agenda that was released in February 2020. Just a small feat to align resources, programs, and research to help American agriculture achieve the goal of increasing production by 40% and cutting the environmental footprint of U.S. agriculture in half. Thank you for being a part of this partnership. PDI staff development management solutions through its platforms AgCross. PDI enhances collaboration by connecting ARS scientists with key research partners. So future plans are to link AgCross to other USDA agency platforms to align USDA programs and leverage resources to help speed up the development and transfer of innovative technology to the agricultural community. Ultimately, empowering the farmers and our producers across this country to do right and feed everyone. I want to give special thanks to our PDI core team members who are driving this innovation effort. Dr. Michael Buser, our National Program Leader for Engineering and National Lead for PDI. Thank you, Michael. Mr. Bruce Vandenberg, PDI Technology Team Lead. Jennifer Carter, PDI Technology Team Co-Leader. Dr. Stephen Mursky, our agroecologist, and Dr. Dan Roberts, Research Leader for the Sustainable Agricultural Systems Laboratory. I also want to thank our ESRI partners who have been outstanding collaborators in our PDI effort. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing what the future of this partnership brings.
That's great, Dr. Jacobs-Young. I appreciate that. Let me say a couple of additional things. This work that you are doing is interesting. It's not just another piece of work. It's a footprint that others can follow, others in government, others in research. Let me say a couple words about it. The vision from my perspective is to open up your science and open up your data and open up your applications so that it can be shared across the entire of USDA and between this work inside of the organization and other federal agencies and between the federal government and state and local organizations and, of course, ultimately, as you said, farmers and the private sector organizations like DuPont or other large private sector leaders in agriculture. This is, let me just call it open science or opening science. I don't know exactly the right words to describe it, but it's opening and sharing science in new collaborative ways. And you know how science has been. Researchers want to do their own work and they do it in cells, and they, the perish or publish kind of atmosphere that we all grew up in the academy was very important because it pushed and advanced us in motivating individuals to go after it and push forward and distinguish themselves. But in this age of digital transformation, what we're seeing is that collaboration between scientists, particularly about geographic information, is essential, and that we can advance much further when we actually open the data and open our work. And particularly with this metaphor of a nervous system where we're collaborating and sharing information for the common good, this is amazing work. And you in ARS have laid down the first footprint for building that kind of pattern. We're seeing it emerge in selected universities, especially multidisciplinary universities where there's this idea of collaboration occurring. But the idea is where one scientist or one research project or effort really can be built on by others. I'll share my data and get my PhD, but other PhDs can build on top of my work by sharing my content. That's the sort of metaphor of what we're talking about here. And across the US federal government, this example this portal, this kind of hub, is going to be so important for others in your colleagues in DOI or in Commerce or in wherever it is, where information, geographic information, can be shared as infrastructure to do better work. So this is important not only for advancing research, it's also important for advancing government service. And so I imagine that a kind of geospatial infrastructure will emerge where many federal agencies, state and local agencies, universities in collaboration, and ultimately the citizens of America are going to benefit. This infrastructure will help us understand what's going on, essential. It'll help us project and analyze our assets as a nation, and also help us better act. Many people say understanding should precede action. And this is the age, the digital age, where we can actually realize this. And getting back to your portal, getting back to the leadership and insight that you drove, this is a footprint in the building of that architecture that's going to, I think, underpin the progress and the health and the sustainability of our country and ultimately the world. So I encourage you to publish this. I encourage you in various ways, your staff and yourselves at the leadership level, up and down, to talk about it, because it's not just another nicey piece of work. It is structurally something that I think will lead the way. And here, I mean, I have worked for and with USDA since the beginning of my career, almost 50 years ago, first in the Forest Service and elsewhere. So I know about which I speak. This amazing organization, and Scott, I'll simply say it to you and to your leadership, it is amazing. And once again, it's pushing the frontier of information science and how to do science in an open and digital environment. So it gives me great pleasure to give this award, and I'm sorry to be so long in my speech, but I really feel strongly that this is important work and it's great work and should be shared and will be opening new eras in science and in public service. So thank you. Thank you, all of you who participated, and thanks to this great, my favorite agency, USDA. Thank you.
My favorite agency too, Jack. I just want to just quickly say, we have a lot of great work in ARS, and we have data going back, oh my gosh, decades. And we have the infrastructure that's needed to be successful in so many different areas. And we can take a systems approach to some of the big challenges we face. We're not experts in data management, data storage, and data visualization. Just insert a word behind data. And so it's so wonderful to have partners who can bring the best of the best together to be able to really meet some of the large challenges that we have in agriculture. I mentioned the challenge about cutting our environmental footprint in half. I mean, there's a huge challenge, but I believe we can do it with the best of the great minds working together. And so thank you again for the award. And I want to give my Deputy Undersecretary an opportunity to comment. Dr. Hutchins.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Jacobson. I just want to echo what everyone said. Congratulations to the ARS team. You make us all proud within the USDA, but also more broadly within U.S. agriculture. And just build on what Dr. Jacobs Young said, is we really are at the forefront. And all of the groups that I interact with, and I know others of you do as well, we're always advocating for the fact that agriculture is not always seen as high tech or advanced science, but that's completely wrong. And with every major initiative going on in the United States through OSTP or through other areas, we're right at the forefront of application, whether it's artificial intelligence or the GIS or the other aspects. And so we have a great story to tell, and we all work within a very noble profession. And we see that very clearly through these last several months on how absolutely critical it is. So couldn't be more proud of the team and the leadership of that team. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to be recognized.
Well, I'd like to say farmers look at things holistically. You know, I grew up in that environment, and you know, farmer integrates everything. They integrate all the information, and they come from real experience. They run their own little nervous systems for their farms. And how do you take that to scale with information technology? That's in a way what you are doing, extending out that kind of knowing, holistic knowing, bringing all the layers of information together. Why do we do this? And whether it's in the city or in the farm or in nature, in the forest, being able to do this integration idea like a farmer does, and they're taking care of their land, getting it to their kids. All of those amazing things is really exactly what geography and GIS really offer. And I'm so proud of the work that you're doing in that regard, because you do see this. You live it. So it takes a farmer. That's what I like to say. So thanks, Scott, for saying that.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you, Dr. Hutchins and Dr. Jacobs-Young. We really appreciate it. Is there anyone else that wants to say, you know, any other comments around that, or?
Thank you. I just want to say thanks to all of ESRI and Jack. You have a great team and great partners. We all have a shared mission. That's very obvious in the comments that have been said. And we look forward to continuing to work with you. And I want to thank all of the ARS group that's involved with the partnership in data innovation, and continue moving forward. We're excited about the future. Thank you.
But I guess a summary is that ESRI is very proud to be able to acknowledge USDA with a Special Achievement in GIS Award. And for the broader audience of USDA, but also ARS in particular, this acknowledgement, this award means something. It means that you have created good footprints of GIS applications, in this case a portal that will bring the entire research organization as well as operational organization at USDA together for sharing data and supporting your partners in the private sector and other government agencies, and ultimately farmers in having access to the best rich information, as well as leading innovations that are occurring within USDA, and particularly in ARS. So I want to acknowledge you and thank you once again for the specialness that it is to be a USDA employee in public service in this great mission. So thank you very much. Congratulations. And we'll look forward to being together in a non-virtual environment in the future. Thank you.